In this video we're going to look at binary. There's a few questions if you're revising. If you want to pause the video you can have a go at number 1 and then number 2. So we're going to try and write decimal numbers in binary and vice versa. So what first of all is binary? To understand that we need to understand the system that we currently use, which is the decimal system you learnt in primary school. And it uses 10 digits, 0 to 9. All the numbers written using these 10 digits are decimal numbers, not just the ones that have digits after the decimal point. The binary system only uses 2 digits, 0 and 1. So a binary number can't have the digits 2 to 9. In the decimal system, we are familiar with, for example, the number 3024 being made up of 3 thousands, 2 tens, and 4 units. So in the decimal system, we can see each column is with a unit or a 10 or 100 or 1,000. That's its place value. In binary, this is the big difference. Each place value is 2 times bigger than the last. So go back and look at our decimal system. The first column is units, and that's the same for binary. How many units do you have? But the next column in decimal is 10 times bigger, it's the tens. And when you go to the next column, it's 10 times bigger, it's the hundreds. And the next column is 10 times bigger, thousands, and so on. When you go to the binary system, instead of going from units to tens, hundreds, and thousands, we're just going to times by 2. How many 2s are there in the number? How many 4s? How many 8s? How many 16s? How many 32s? So to understand or to even to remember, or when you're in an exam, to know the value of each of the columns, the place value, you really start at 1 at the right hand side and you just double to get the place value for the second column, double to get the place value for the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. That's how you should do it. Okay? You wouldn't bother writing place value headers for decimals because you know in your head that this is the thousands column, the hundreds, tens, and units. But binary is not second nature, so you should always write out these column headers or place values. So in the table above, we can't write 3024 as we can only use the digits 0 or 1. And even if we did, it wouldn't mean 3,000, 2 tens, and 4 units. It would mean 3 8s, 2 2s, and 4 units. And that wouldn't make 3024. That's just nonsense. So we're going to try and look at converting from binary to decimal. To convert a binary number to decimal, start by writing out the binary place values. So here, we're going to try and write the decimal value of 10101. So the first value is 1. That's the first column. If we go to the left, we double it. The next column will be worth 2. Next column 4, 8, 16. It keeps going, but this is a 5-digit number, so we only need to have the 5 digits. You could, if you wanted to, makes it easier to see, put a little line here in the box. We've got the number 10101. So this 1 is not representing 10,000. It's not 1/10,000, it's actually 1/16. So we've got a 16 there. The 0 means we've got no 8s. The 1 does not mean 100, it means 14. So we've got a 4. The 0 means we've got no 2s. And the 1 means we've got 1. So the number 10101 means we've got 16, 4, and 1. We can add those together, and that gives us the decimal number, which is 21. So 21 as a decimal number is 21, but written in binary, it's 10101. Let's see if we can do that again. Try yourself and pause the video if you're comfortable enough. The first thing we need to remember is what the values are of each column. So 1, double it, 2, double, 4, double 8, 16, 32, 64. Running out of space here. I wonder if I got enough. You can check at the start, would be better. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. We're okay. We only need to go as far as 32. So the number, maybe best going from right to left. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. That's our binary number, which means we've got 32, 16, a 4, and a 2. They're the numbers we'd add together. 32 and 16 is 48, plus a 4 is 52, plus a 2 is 54. So we've got 132, 116, 14, 12, and we add them together to get 54. We only ever will have one of each column at most, or else 0 of it. So that actually keeps it quite simple. Okay, it'd be best to go off and practice that, but when you're comfortable, let's look at going the opposite direction. This is quite slow, but hopefully you'll get the gist and not turn off. We're going to try and write the number 211, that's a decimal number. We want to write it in binary. So how do we do that? We start at the far left point and say, well, can 128 be taken away from 211? Maybe a wee bit of background first of all. When we write our columns, we start off at 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Because the number is 211, we're going to need to have quite a lot of columns. So we get to keep doubling and we get to 128. We don't go to the next column because it would be 256. 211 is smaller than 256, so we wouldn't have that column. So the first column we'd start off at is 128. And we would say, does 128 fit into 211? Can 128 be taken away from 211? If it can, we'll do that. And it does. 128 can be taken from 211 and we get 83. So we put a 1 in that column because 1 fitted into 128. Now when we did that, we are left with 83. We're eventually going to keep taking away until we've got 0, and that should make up the number 211. So we're left with 83, and we repeat the step now with the next column, 64. So can 64 be taken away from 83? And the answer to that's yes. So 83 minus 64 is 19. So we add a 1 in the 64 column. And we've got the remainder 19. And we go again to the next column, 32. So again for 32, can we take 32 from 19? No, 32 is bigger than 19. It won't work. So 32 doesn't fit. So we put a 0 in the 32 column. We've still got the remainder 19, which we haven't got rid of yet. So we try the next column. We try again for 16. Will 16 fit into 19? Can it be taken away? Yes. So we take it away and we'll add a 1 in that column and we'll be left with 3. 3 is our remainder, so the next column is 8. Will 8 fit into 3? No, that won't work. So we add a 0 in the 8th column. We go to the next column, which is a 4. So will 4, can we take 4 from 3? No, it won't work. So we add a 0 in the 4 column. And next, we try the next column, which is 2. So can 2 be taken away from 3? And the answer is yes. So we can fit a 2 in there, so we add a 1 to say that we've taken 2 from. And then we're left with 1, still as a remainder. And we go to our last column, which is 1. And does 1 fit into 1? The answer is yes. So we can put a 1 in there. And you should always be left with 0 at the end. So 211 as a binary number is this bit here, 11010011. If you had 128, 64, 16, a 2 and a 1, that should give you the starting decimal number 211. A quick way to check whether your binary number is likely to be correct is by looking at the last digit. It's good, it's not perfect, but if a decimal number was odd, the last binary digit should be a 1, and if it was an even number, this binary digit should be a 0. Just a little thing to look out for. So let's try 181. We need to, as usual, get really familiar with our columns. So our columns are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. And I don't go further than that because 256, this number here is smaller than 256. But the first number, 128, it will fit in. So 181 minus 128 gives a remainder of 53. So 128 did fit in, but we've got 53 left. Can we take the next column away from it, 64? No, 64 is too big. Can we take 32 from it? 53 minus 32. Yes, we can. So that fits in 21 times. Sorry, with the remainder 21. Doesn't fit in 21 times. So 32 fits in. We're left with 21. Does 16 fit into that? The next column value? Yes, we can take 16 from 21 to leave us with 5. So 16 fits in. We can put a 1. Will the next column, 8, fit in? No, 8's bigger than the remainder 5. Will 4 fit in? Yes, it will. We can take 4 from 5. And that gives us 1. So 4 fits in. Can we take 2 from the remainder 1? We've only got 1 left. Can we take 2 from it? No. So it's a 0 there. And then can we fit 1 into it? Yeah, 1 fits into 1. And that's us done. So our answer is this binary number here. 181 in binary is 101101101. Now I would agree, binary takes a bit of getting used to, totally changing the way you think, but that's a banker of a question. You'll always get it. You'll always know what the question is going to be, the technique for it, so you memorize it. They're marks you definitely want to be picking up in an exam.